Welcome back to A New Narrative, a series where I simply share nice ideas I come across that invite us to think about how the world could be. Now, this episode is a bit different in that it's not about imagining a different world, it's about thinking about the current world in a different way. It's very easy to be hopeless about the future, but I think we need to be optimistic. So I want to share a hopeful idea that I came across while reading The Precipice by Toby Ord. The book is about the existential risks that threaten humanity, such as nuclear war, asteroid strikes, climate change, pandemics, artificial intelligence, and more. Ord points out our inability to have a broad view of humanity. The latest scandal draws our outrage, the latest tragedy our sympathy. Time and space shrink. We forget the scale of the story in which we take part. Homo sapiens have been around for the past 200,000 years, and while this seems like an unimaginably long time, on a geological timescale it's actually quite short. He explains how mammalian species typically survive for around 1 million years before they go extinct. So if we think of that potential 1 million years in terms of a single 80-year life, then today humanity would be in its adolescence, 16 years old, just coming into our power, just old enough to get ourselves in serious trouble. Basically, it's like we as a species are just a teenager, and suddenly we have this insane technological power, comparable to the sudden independence and cognitive abilities we get as teenagers, that has given us this capacity to destroy ourselves and everything we could become, along with all the other species, of course. But we also have the power to protect ourselves from that. We just need, as a society, to develop our prefrontal cortex, if you will. I've seen this idea a lot, referred to as the moral, spiritual, or metacognitive revolution, which will be the subject of the next video of this series. But whatever you want to call it, we need to have this coming-of-age moment in order to gain the maturity, coordination, and foresight necessary to avoid making mistakes from which we could never recover. Like, think back to your adolescent self, how narrow your perspective was, how much it's changed, and how better you've become at handling the world. The same thing could happen for us as a species. Maybe we could get to a point where there's no poverty or wars, and we function within our planetary boundaries, and we look back on today like how we look back on old cringy photos from our teenage years. The purpose of this video is to present a narrative of the human race not as a group of evil people destroying the world and innocent victims, but as a species in its adolescence, a time of mistakes and learning. Obviously, as usual, this idea is very naive and simplified, but I think that this way of looking at ourselves is inspiring and leaves room for hope. This narrative encourages us to not give up hope and say it's too late based on what we see today. I mean, think of the progress that's been made already, all the fights for freedom and justice that have been fought and won. This new narrative says that we're not doomed. We're young and confused, but we're on our way towards becoming a species that knows its place in the world, a world that makes sense.